Welcome back to another wonderful and just beautiful edition of Veggie Mike Ellis on YouTube, Veggie Mike Ellis on Instagram. Hello. So today I want to talk to you about vegans who are demonizing folks who work in the industries, animal agriculture industries, and are people who do that, evil people, and the idea of that whole idea. So I have a friend who actually his family has owned cattle ranch, and they've had it for generations. I don't know how long, but they've had it for generations, and he inherited it, in fact, and he's going to have it soon. So, and he's a great guy. So, what is his family evil? Are they evil? And if you're vegan, or just the idea of that, and I think there's just there's a lot of black and white thinking, and I think we have to get away from that. So just because someone is a product of their time, so the idea that for generations we've exploited animals, it's just part of our way of being. It's what we do. We exploit animals. They're just there to be exploited. It's everywhere. You go to the store, it's everywhere, right? So, if somebody grew up their whole life, which I did and all of us have, right? We're still in the world where it's just totally normal. We haven't, come around yet here. Vegans are coming around, but it's slow going. So, this is just the idea that, trying to demonize people, and is that helpful? So is it helpful to demonize workers and say that work in slaughterhouses? Now I think that we should probably separate the animal agriculture industry, meaning that there are people high up in the industry that they're faking studies, they're lying to people, they're rigging studies. They rig the studies to make, just like the tobacco industry did back in the 60s. They're doing that now. So and they're deceiving people on purpose for money. So is that evil? Absolutely. That's as evil as you can get. That's disgusting. But the people, the slaughterhouse workers, these are just people that aren't really they're not college educated. This is not exactly skilled labor. These are people that probably don't want to work in a slaughterhouse, you know what I mean? So to say that somebody works in a slaughterhouse is evil, or to say that, somebody whose family has cattle are evil, And then there's people who have cattle, say a family business, right? Say they have cattle. And I've seen vegans, especially online and social media, and they will, they'll just say horrible things, and the business will shut down, say, right? Because people are demanding less dairy, for example, so the dairy farm shuts down. Is it good that we're consuming less dairy? Yes. Is it good that the demand is going down, so supply goes down? Yeah, that's good. Am I happy? Should we be happy that a family lost their business? And there's plenty of vegans who say, yep, yeah. So in a sense, I identify with that, in a sense, but these aren't evil people, okay? And I think we need to make sure that the idea here is that it's vegan education. It's creative, non-violent vegan education. Yelling at people, demonizing people, black and white thinking. It's not going to help. And by the way, if you weren't vegan your whole life, before you went vegan, were you evil then? You're evil. You were evil right up until you went vegan. Now you're an angel. You're perfect, and you're not evil in any way. You're perfect and sanctimonious. We have to get away from all that. We have to, if we want a vegan world, we need to understand that it's not that simple, and that we need to talk to people calmly and not demonize people. And we have to focus on the demand part and not the supply side. There's supply and demand, right? So should we be focusing on trying to go after, the businesses and shut down, slaughterhouses and all this? Or should we just simply get people to go vegan? See, vegans don't buy meat. Vegans don't wear fur. Vegans don't go to SeaWorld, right? The more vegans you have, the less you have a demand the less supply, and then the businesses have to either cut back on their production or they have to shut down. Again, I'm not happy to see families get out of business, but you know, that's the way of the world. I mean, were we all worried when the horse and buggy companies went out of business when cars came around? Were we, oh, boo-hoo? You know what I mean? Like, it's life, it's supply and demand, it's business. And when the demands change for products, then the businesses have to change, and change they will. But the way we get there, the way we get to a vegan world, so in a way I'm talking to vegans with this video, but the way to get there is not to demonize people and yell at people in the street for wearing fur. And by the way, you never see people yelling at anybody for wearing leather or wool. You don't see that, do you? You just see people go, oh, fur. Yeah, should be going after the fur company. That's another one. Canada Goose. Oh, PETA has a hard-on for Canada Goose. Okay. Give me a break, okay? I respect people, other vegans who are fighting for animal rights. So I do respect the passion for animal rights. Obviously, I'm vegan, right? So I respect other vegans for their passion. But you're using your energy in the wrong place. You're wasting your energy on, you could be educating people instead of yelling about Canada Goose. You could be educating people on vegan education. Creative, non-violent, vegan education. It's the only way, not demonizing people and calling people evil. You know, they're not evil, okay? They're asleep. They're asleep. The masses are asleep. If you're non-vegan, I'm sorry. I don't mean to be accusatory. I'm not trying to make you feel like crap. I'm not, you know, but you are. You're asleep. I mean, you know, like and the reason I say you're asleep is because you're purchasing products that destroy the planet, cause world hunger, make you more likely to get cancer, heart disease, shorten your life by 8 years. You can look up the study by Loma Linda University. Oxford has done some studies on mortality also, where vegans live longer. And societies that eat more plant matter live longer than societies that don't. This is just historically how it works. So, you know, that's how it is. If we want to get to a vegan world, demonizing people is not how we get there. And demonizing people is unfair and hypocritical. Like, you know, most of us, again, weren't vegan our whole lives. So what are you doing? Like, remember, you weren't vegan last year. Like, I wasn't vegan, you know, I've only been vegan almost 2 years now. So, like, what am I going to do? Seriously? So, once people are awoken or are educated on what's going on, and how, you know, how many people have even been presented with the idea that animals have moral value, right? So if they have moral value, using them as a resource is wrong. And it's a simple concept. People don't put that together, that the cats and dogs they love are no different morally than cows and chickens and fish. And it needs to be presented in a kind, educational format, and not in a angry vegan yelling at everybody. You know, you've seen some of my videos, I get pretty worked up. Okay, fine. There's a reason to be angry. Animals are having their throats slit and used as a resource, and little baby chicks are ground up alive in the egg industry, and in the dairy industry is horrific, and they have to take the baby away from the mother, and the mother screams for up to 2 days. They impregnate her over and over again, and they forcibly impregnate her. It's in a rape rack. That's the term they use to put them in. So, to impregnate them. It's horrific, and so there's a good reason to be angry, but yelling at everybody and demonizing people is not the way to a vegan world. Vegan education is. Thanks for watching. Go vegan.